In the world of Magic the Gathering, when we have so many different card types to choose from, well, there are regular cards and then there are really expensive cards. As we get closer to the countdown, that is Modern Horizons 3, the release date is approaching faster than most players realize. We are, of course, doing our due diligence on what the singles market is going to look like. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. I hope you guys have a good time while you're here. So when we're taking a look at Modern Horizons 3, we realize that Wizards of the Coast, of course, as a company, has been trying some different ways of offering variants on the exact same cards. Now, they did this way back in the early days when they tried things like in Fallen Empires, giving us different types of artwork on the exact same card. They've just done a better job with it nowadays. All those cards back in those days were almost like templates, what to do and what not to do to make money for Hasbro. So now as we approach Modern Horizons 3 and you see all the different versions I'm showing you in the backdrop today, from a foil etched version going for 120 for the new Emrakul, for a regular version costing 80 bucks, with that kind of spread difference, you start to realize how expensive some of these cards are. And by the way, it really starts making reserve list cards look really affordable. And that's another part of the conversation we're going to have today. So first, let's take a backdrop look at what's going on with Modern Horizons 3. The prices for the product have, they've started to come down a little bit for sealed product. But the singles market, because we're in the pre-order stage of this game right now, we are seeing really jacked up prices. And we really don't know where a lot of these cards are going to fall. But here's the scary thing. There are players out there who do think they've got a lot of these cards keyed up. They know where these cards are going to go, and they're not willing to take the chance. I'm looking at things like the Ugin's Labyrinth, the Urza's Cave. There are some cards that are going to skyrocket right at the pre-order release. As soon as you start seeing them show up at your card shop for pre-order, the prices are going to jack up. And when those prices jack up, when we see those things start hitting, 10, 20% increases, that's when the box prices will start to drift higher. It hasn't happened yet, but don't be surprised when it does. This all follows the new formula of Magic the Gathering. Those variants cards they offer us are trying in a way to say these are worth more. They are fancier, they are harder to find. These are the cards that are truly special inside the set. Then for those players who are just lucky enough to get a regular one, hey, it's still an expensive card and you're just glad to have it. And then there's lots of other regular versions of different types of cards with different price points. Either way, all those different levels being added into one product is how Wizards of the Coast is trying to assure you, the player, that these things have value. Now, we're a couple of minutes into the video here. Let's jump over for a second to reserve list. When I look in the backdrop and see things like the Emrakul going for $120 US, and I can look in Canada and get myself a moderately to heavily played Plateau from Revised 30 years ago on the reserve list for $280 Canadian, that's when things start getting a little bit janky, a little bit weird, a little bit Stranger Thing-esque, because those reserve list cards eventually are going to start drifting higher. Maybe not right away, but if the prices for the new products that Wizards of the Coast has been trying to assure the players are at a higher price point because they've tightened up print runs, and let's face it, cards are more expensive. There's no reason for them to be, but they are. And because they are more expensive and less of them get opened, the supply demand for Magic is totally whack now. It's totally off where it used to be, and you as a player need to be aware of that, because these prices are more likely to hold than they used to. They are more likely to stay inflated than where they used to be. It's really an interesting way to look at how the divestiture of where we used to be as Magic players in the last 5 years and where we are going and how we've changed the model of how the game is played. Now, when you look at the reserve list cards going forward, when players start to look at some of these cards, just subconsciously they're going to start looking more appealing. You may realize the price difference. You may notice that you shouldn't feel this way about them, but there is something that is going to tell you it's not a bad deal. It's not that bad. Look how much that card's going for. Look how much that card's going for. And the reserve list cards, well, they can't get reprinted. So that's the way you got to look at, new sets like Modern Horizons 3. Those cards are going to come around again, but that plateau you're looking at, it's never coming around. And I know this is already happening. I know because I've seen players buy cards that they've dreamed about buying, and they say, it just looks like such a good deal right now. This looks like a bargain, Moxman, and that's why I'm going to buy it. And so they are. And so they are stepping up, spending that money, and buying the cards they truly want. Now, for a lot of you out there, you might think, well, Wizards of the Coast doesn't care. They love it. Understand that this company likes when the reserve list sells and the prices go up, because it justifies the prices that they're charging for the new products coming out. They're saying, look, this card's $400, our card's $200. See, it's $200. It's cheaper than the reserve list cards. And look how awesome they are. Look at all the cool things they do and how they can fit into casual formats like Commander. They want the game to feel this way. And it's a very, I almost want to say, it's very corporate to feel the way they do about products that they sell us. It doesn't feel like it used to, where it was just they're following like a theme of a set and they're making you fall in love with the story and the characters. It does feel a more generic sense to how they put products together, but that doesn't mean the cards inside that set aren't amazing. The R&D departments, even guys like Rosewater out there, I think they still love the game. They like the stories they can tell. They like the backdrops they can put in. Yeah, some of them have turned corporate, but a lot of these things still kind of fit with the game, and that's the stuff we still love to see. Maybe not the way they present it, maybe not the jacked up prices, but this is where we're looking at. When you see all these backdrops, and you see the prices of Modern Horizons 3, I hope you will wait for the post 90 days. Now, I still don't think prices are going to drop the way they used to, because players don't indulge in these products in the last 24 to 36 months like they used to. And in the last 48 months, we've seen the changeover to how we treat this game. From the highs during COVID, all the way through now to the new economic downturn we're facing, as inflation is everywhere still. People don't like to talk about it as much now, but it's still all out there. And now we see the drifting of those prices going forward. They're not dropping like they used to. It's just kind of going on into infinity where the price hangs in there. So that's something you need to be aware of, because if the prices don't shift, if we don't see the drop off, then the post 90 isn't going to matter as much as it used to, because the staying power of the prices is going to be there. And that's where we're going to find this game. This is where we're going to find Modern Horizons 3, because it's not going to drift the way prices used to drift, and that's going to almost assure players that the value is going to be there. The tighter print runs, the higher price point, means we're not going to see as much of this product opened. Although we're seeing reprints of cards like all these amazing new fetch lands coming back, not new in this sense, it's a reprint, but new being brought back out to us again after all these years, they're not going to get opened the way they used to. You're not going to have players scourging in and saying, I'm going to buy thousands of boxes. I'm going to open 20 cases of this. No, it's not the way it's going to be at $500 plus a box, which is the same as Modern Horizons 2 if you're in Canada. The price isn't any different. Just the economy and the player mindset has changed. So going forward, we're all going to have a great time. We're going to love playing this game still. But we are going to choose to engage in these products and how we think about these products, including reserve list cards. They're going to look more attractive. Wizards is going to make money. We get to play a game we love. And then somewhere inside of all of this, we're hoping we find a good deal or two along the way to make it feel like we're enjoying ourselves a little bit more. Guys, drop some comments in the comment section. Share what you think is going on out there. I already know what I see, but I'd like to know if you know more that I don't know. Probably not, but I'd like to think maybe you do. Maybe there's someone who's going to educate the Moxman just a little bit more. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me today. Thanks for being here on the channel. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow with another video. And now I'm going to exit that way. Hey guys, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons on this channel. Thanks again, guys, for being such amazing supporters. Thanks again to all my YouTube membership members who hang out with me every day, guys, giving this video a thumbs up and putting it out to the interweb. It's amazing. So thanks for being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Don't worry, I'm going to be there, and I hope you will too. Have a great one. Is this Is this the meeting place? Am I late? Did I make it on time? Wait, you can't start without me. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. That's right, guys. Okay. Look at the backdrop of all those prices. Tell me that's not scary to look at for pre-orders for the cards you're seeing. Necrogoyf, $79. This stuff blows my mind. You're telling me I can get a Lake of the Dead for the same price? That's insane. You're telling me I can get 10 Soldevi excavations for the price of that one Necrogoyf? Where's the economy of Magic going? It is a fascinating topic, and I love covering this stuff because it just, in some cases, it doesn't make sense. The popularity of a card like this is going to wax and wane. It's going to move on with another new tribal theme, and players just don't always see it. There's no way you should be paying that much money for any of the cards you're seeing here on the board today. I don't care which one it is. Everything here in the backdrop that's a singles card, don't buy it. Wait for it. If you get lucky and open a pack, congratulations. You spent $25, $30 of a collector pack and you got a card worth 70, 80, 90 bucks. That's amazing. The store is going to give you half of that, which is 50 bucks. And you're probably going to have to put some cash in to get something else you want. You see how this doesn't work out? It doesn't go the way you think it will. And everyone always thinks they've got some amazing deal. That's not where the deals are. That's not how your money is made. And most people don't see it. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here in the Ramble Jamble. I am going to just sit down. I'm just going to sit.